EDHL. MSK stacking. EDHL. EDHL stacking. EDHL approaching a key resistance level. EDHL retest. AHMA approaching a key support level. RKTO tape starting to pick up. MASK stacking. EDHL stacking. EDHL tape gaining momentum. MSK tape starting to pick up. EDHL. EDHL stacking. EDHL rising. EDHL. EDHL building interest near high of day. EDHL new high of day. PAVS stacking. EDHL up 10%. EDHL. CDTG rise. CDTG up 10%. VSME nearing support with increasing activity. EDHL. EDHL tape gaining momentum. CDTG approaching a key resistance level. CDTG tape starting to pick up. EDHL. EDHL building interest near high of day. EDHL. EDHL building interest near high of day. CDTG stacking. CDTG building interest near high of day. CDTG up 10%. EDHL. RUBI. EDHL. CDTG. CDTG. CDTG new high of day. CYCU rising. CDTG up 30%. EDHL. RUBI building interest near high of day. RUBI new high of day. RUBI tape starting to pick up. RUBI up 20%. EDHL. EDHL approaching a key support level. RUBI approaching a key resistance level. RUBI. RUBI retest. RUBI large uptick. RUBI approaching a key support level.
RUBI hit 50%.
RUBI. EDHL large downtick. RUBI pressing into a key resistance level with momentum. RUBI retest. RUBI large downtick. CDTG stacking. RUBI. CDTG up 10%. RUBI approaching a key support level. RUBI. VSME tape starting to pick up. RUBI large downtick. VSME rising. VSME stacking. RUBI tape starting to pick up. VSME up 10%. RUBI stacking. VSME. RUBI. OTLK tape starting to pick up. RUBI stacking. EDHL retest. RUBI. RUBI approaching a key support level. RUBI. BYH stacking. BYH tape starting to pick up. MSK stacking. RUBI. EYH stacking. VSME tape gaining momentum. VSME stacking. RR large down tick. RUBI stacking. HKIT stacking. RUBI tape starting to pick up. RUBI large uptick. OTLK tape starting to pick up. OTL BYH tape starting to pick up. RUBI. OTLK rising. RUBI large down tick. RUBI. RR stacking. GMM approaching a key resistance level. GMM stacking. GMM rising. GMM tape starting to pick up. RUBI stacking. RUBI. GMM up 10%. GMM. GMM stacking. GMM approaching a key support level. GMM up 10%. GMM tape starting to pick up. Anti-HI rising. GMM. Anti-HI approaching a key support level. and THI approaching a key resistance level. GMM approaching a key support level. GMM. RUBI stacking. And THI large uptick. RUBI large uptick. RUBI tape starting to pick up. GMM. GMM stacking. HCWB tape starting to pick up. MSK tape starting to pick up. GMM approaching a key resistance level. GMM up 20%. GMM. GMM stacking. GMM stacking. GMM up 20%. GMM tape gaining momentum. GMM approaching a key support level. GMM up 30%. GMM stacking. GMM. NTHI approaching a key support level. GMM stacking. NTHI retest. BATL tape starting to pick up. GMM. MESK stacking. NTCL rising. GMM. GMM. GMM stacking. VSME tape starting to pick up. HKIT building interest near high of day. HKIT tape starting to pick up. NTHI rising. EDHL. HMY. EDHL rising. BYH tape starting to pick up. BYH stacking. HKIT. EDHL up 10%. GMM approaching a key support level. NTHI stacking. EDHL. EDHL stacking. HKIT. EDHL. EDHL stacking. EDHL. MSK tape starting to pick up. GMM stacking. MASK stacking. CPOP rising. MASK. EDHL. MSK up 10%. GMM stacking. EDHL tape starting to pick up. EDHL. GMM stacking. GMM approaching a key support level. GMM tape gaining momentum. RUBI stacking. GMM stacking. GMM. GMM. GMM approaching a key support level.
Good morning, trader. I'm starting the voice slightly earlier. Picked up. I have picked myself up into a trade on GMM here. First trade on GMM went out for a small loss of $6. Only risking about was 48.50. I got in there at $44.89. So just risking under $50 of exposure. Was waiting for that pullback on the 9 EMA. GMM specifically. Started watching it for this curl up here. This pullback here, I was really interested in getting in at 414. And I missed out on the move as it climbed up. I missed this micro pullback here at 450 again for the rally, all the way up to a high of 537.
RUBI tape gaining momentum.
Got in here on this pullback here on the 9 EMA at 489, as I said. And I got stopped out here on my stop at 430. Unfortunate first trade. We did get back in, not for a revenge trade, but for calculated trade, seeing that we have found our bottom and buyers stepping back into the tape here. We got in at 458, all carrying up well now, up 30 cents, 20 cents on the money there. So it's not too bad. We are experiencing quite a heavy pullback again, right under the 9 EMA here. So we are looking out to close the trade. We were looking at adding. If GMM does hold the 5, we break above the 5. As you can see, we had a hard rejection coming into 5 here at 537. A hard rejection caused us to form this new bottom here. Luckily able to get in at a
GMM stacking.
We are seeing a lot of resistance at the 5. Not necessarily a bad thing. Could just be a lot of people, getting in at a discounted price and then getting out before it reaches 5.
RUBI.
Any moment we reach 5, we could either see a massive skyrocket or a huge plummet in the downside direction. So people are very quick with their trades. They're not holding them too long, which is fair. Get green and get out. So we have experienced the first failure. We got in, got stopped out. Came up, did a nice run. We've experienced our first failure of 5. Rejected, pulled back down under the 9 EMA, coming back into the 5 here. If we reject again, I'm going to be looking at closing the position fully. We are only in for 10 shares. Like I said, risking about my exposure is what I believe my risk, just under $50.
GMM tape gaining momentum.
If we can hold this $5 here, I am going to be looking at
GMM
adding.
stacking.
Is climbing very nicely now. We are holding our levels. For those of you tuning in, make sure to head on over to the WAP, as I will be live streaming the execution soon. Just got a bit distracted here already in this trade. Like I said, in at 458, currently at $5.20.
CDTG up 10%.
Want to make sure that that sound is good. Don't want the scanner to talk over me while we are going banging the money onto the dollar. That is the trade that we've been looking for. Really got to give me some button. So GMM is looking like our runner so far this morning. EDHL tried having a bit of a run this morning, but obviously it's getting a bit too expensive at this $11, $10, $9. You got to be quite a big retail trader to try and hit that. DSME had a bit of movement after hours, opened up slightly strong this morning and just died out here. I think that might just be due to, it had its interest and it's fast. Nobody really cares about it again. BYAH being our top leading gainer was a very tight float. Came up very nicely at 4 this morning and just died out. Obviously, that is due to attention shift. People are looking for the next big stock. Here we are getting quite a bit of a rejection here at the 550 level. Going to be looking at a pullback to the 9 EMA, hoping to hold the $5 level, looking to add increase position size. We are currently up $9, just under $9 into profit. So we have recovered that small loss that we made of $6, $7 loss. And we just keep going, almost $10 in the money there. Well, I mean a dollar in the money on the trade, and almost $10 in profit there. So that was a good entry on that one. Looking for that bottom. My short interest was very strong, but then took a look at the float. Yeah, had a couple discussions yesterday. It would make no sense for retailers to short a stock with such a low free float. I mean, GMM's got a free float of 108 million shares. Just the cost alone of trying to short a stock with such a low float is going to be exponential. And if you get squeezed out, you're just going to get blown. So I think short sellers have rotated their strategies as well. Probably not a bad idea. All right, we're going to go on here. Let's have a look-see. Bang in the money there. As you can see, GMM running up quite nicely here. We did get our entry. I'll leave this on here just until I get out of this trade. We are still running nicely. Please have a look there. We did get our entry off of the market depth. As we saw our entry, we had little to no orders on the bid side. That was my entry point. As we saw from here, about 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 10,000 shares to the ask side. That was where I knew we were going to skyrocket further, that we found our bottom and buyers are stepping into control. Yes, this does look like a huge pullback. Still got strong conviction as it is only to the $5.30 level. I am hoping we don't break the 21 EMA on the 1 minute, as that's going to be back below our $5. I'm going to wait for this 10-second candle to close here for the decision to add or not to add, and see if we can hold this $5.30 level. Quite a nice pullback onto that 9 EMA. Really do want to add onto here, but I just want to make sure the conviction stays, people aren't getting out of too many positions, and that the focus is still on GMM. With GMM being the second leading gapper today, the second leading gainer, sorry, not gapper, second leading gainer. We do have strong conviction that we can carry on to the upside. We are only at just under 4 million in volume shares traded. So just before 7 there, we do still have a lot of time for a lot more volume to come rolling in here. Like I said, I don't think we should be experiencing too much of a short play on this due to the fact that it's going to be very expensive to borrow against. So nobody in their right mind is going to try and short this at $5 already. You know, if this were a penny stock, sure, it'd be a lot easier to short it. But I am seeing, so we did get a slight topping tail here on the 1 minute. That indicates to me that people are taking their profits, and now we are holding very strong on this 9 EMA on the 1 minute. I do like that a lot. As you can see, sure, it's a big pullback, but we do have buyers stepping back in here with these bottoming tails as well, showing that buyers are more interested than sellers. As I'm saying that, we run back up to the 560 level. I should have added on the 9 EMA. I'm not going to be too greedy. I won't add now. It's a bit too late for me. I'll be looking for the next pullback definitely to add, as this trade is running very, very well. Great conviction. As you can see here, what I'm looking for is, as soon as this book gets lighter on the bid side, we can expect that big push to the upside there for all of these orders to get filled on the ask. You will always experience a pullback because people are taking profits naturally. Not necessarily to say that shorts are stepping in, but it could just be that, you know, people have to take their profits off the table eventually. Me at this point, I'm playing it out to a bit of a longer extent. I'm not trying to get greedy, so I'm not adding in yet. I do want it to break this 560 level, as we are experiencing a bit more resistance here, as you can see on this 10-second chart here. Had a bit of resistance here at the 520. We dip back down to 470. Right here at 520 again, we get a pullback. Shows you the area of interest there. We break through it here to the 560 level. To the 560 level, we get a bit of resistance here. As you can see from this morning's pop, we are about to finish our range of 6. What I am hoping for is that we do break through this and we just rocket to the upside here, as buyers can see that we are definitely in control. Almost $1.50 into the money. That is amazing. What a trade. What a trade. That is running quite nicely there. Trying not to get too emotional, as that is a big thing that happens with me, and I'm very sure it happens with a lot of other traders while they're watching the screens. Emotions can get the best of you. Wanting to add too soon, wanting to close the position too soon. Just stick to your strategy. You know, the market's getting hot. There's a lot of people coming into the market, stepping in, playing the market. It's not you against the market. It's always going to be you against another guy selling you the contract. Got to be able to play this field meticulously. And as I say that, that is exactly what GMM was looking like this morning. You know, I left it out till about 6:30, watching the plays set up, and GMM had the strongest conviction to the upside with a very nice bull flag here in the morning. Yes, it had a hard rejection here at the $6 level, which we have just broken through. To see if we can close over there on the 1 minute. We are closing there. We've got strong conviction, probably to the upside of $8 maybe. I'm not too sure, but this trade has been running beautifully. I am only in 10 shares because I am keeping my risk low. This is my eval account. I'm not trying to blow it. I am not trying to take risky, unnecessary trades. Only taking B grade setups at the least. A plus is what I'm really aiming for to take on this eval account. Yeah, so this trade is still running out very nicely in the money there. As you can see, our entry, as you can see here, our entry at 458. See this on the screen here, current price $6. We are rejecting off of that 620. Let's see if we can hold 6. A retracement back into 570 won't be too bad. Then I could look at adding. I would be too scared if we do lose 6, coming back down to this 9 EMA, that we fail 6 and we lose too much interest and we run too far back down. Yeah, still want to play it out cautiously. Are getting a couple topping tails here, as you can see, but be that the case, we do get them quite frequently and we fail. As I say that, and we break through those topping tails, almost $2 into the money. What a trade. What a conviction trade. And that is the game. It's all about patience, waiting for these stocks to set up. Now, if you were a hyper scalper, you could be trading this on the pullbacks. I unfortunately, well, anybody trading or trade the pool rules, disclaimer. Hyper scalping is going to be a lot more difficult on the day trading strategy, on any of the accounts really, because you have a requirement of holding your position for a minimum 30 seconds. Sure, 30 seconds doesn't sound like a long time. Try trading for 30 seconds, holding a position for 30 seconds, wanting to hyper scalp a move just into a pop. Fortunately, you can't. It counts an invalid trade. So this trade has been running for, goodness, about 30 minutes already, almost 30 minutes. 5 more minutes till 6 minutes. And there we do have a big topping tail on the 1 minute. But that gets a lot more concerning due to how high we have come. As you can see here, this is where we had our first big rejection. I'm not saying we're going to get rejected hard, but a lot of people are going to be taking profits. As you can see, all those orders being filled are people wanting to take their profits. There we get a pullback back to the 9 EMA. Let's see if we hold this 9 EMA. We are currently there at 584 on the 9 EMA. So we could have a look here. As you can see there, that order book just filling up with orders on the bid side, not necessarily short, but profit taking. And there it goes back to 2,000, 3,000 on this side. That just shows you that the interest to the long side is still there. As it disappears, kind of gives you a false conviction there, but just give it a second as it falls up quickly again. Right now, I do think we might find a slight area of consolidation. Looks something that erases. I really need. So yeah, I am thinking. I'm thinking we are going to get a bit of consolidation here. We are at the top of the hour. Volume should be flooding in. We still are not expecting to see any shorts. We do see a lot of people trying to get out here to 584. That could also just be the support forming. As you can see, the actual size that is going to be full, although albeit the total size here is a lot larger than the size here. And there we go. We have held that 9 EMA. I should have added there. I just didn't have that conviction at the thought there now. It looked like we were about to fail. Guess not. Quite beautiful. I'm going to let the trade keep running out for now. Wow, it's holding very nicely at the 650 level. Let's see how much pressure we are going to get from the upside here. As you can see, that counts to me as a rejection here at 668. Reject, not that hard. But get a slight pullback back to the 9 EMA, rally back up. Topping tail there, coming back down. Back onto that 9 EMA on the 1 minute. So we could see a failure here, possibly. I do doubt that. As you can see, the volume is almost up to 6 million in shares traded. So it's definitely not lost its attention yet. Could just be seeing a lot of people trying to get in at a discounted price. There could be a lot of floating orders still down here at $4, $3, which can affect the price action to a great extent. I mean, it could influence it to come all the way back down there. And then it'll just rally back up. The market will do what the market does. It is really struggling to get back up here to the 648 level. I might look at closing it if we do not break up again here. I'm going to look at closing that. We are holding the 9 EMA, respecting it there. Buyers are definitely in control, but these topping tails are getting quite concerning, are experiencing more and more of them. But just due to the fact that we are respecting our trend going up on the 9 EMA, I really think I should be entering here. DSY up 10%. And TCL new high of day. But I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to oversize. I mean, yeah, if you got strong conviction, full quarter, well, disclaimer, not advice, just my trading style. You got a strong conviction in something that you're trading, full quarter. You know, I'm not saying risk your whole buying balance, but I mean, on a prop firm, put your exposure up to half of what your buying power is. So for me, that would be around $2,500, $2,500. And there we are breaking that 9 EMA. So we are starting to lose trend, looking like we are forming lower lows now, maybe back to the downside. Let's see if we respect the 21 EMA at 568. And we have started to fail there. Yeah, you can see a lot of orders there on the bid, upwards of 8,000. Not necessarily the short play, but it is just people lining up to probably get out of the trade. Or it could be people trying to get in at a discounted price. Those orders won't shift until it's at that point. So we could experience a strong pullback like we did here, almost pulling back to my 50 EMA and respecting it, retrieving trend there again. So yeah, I won't be too upset if we do get a pullback to this 50 EMA here. But it is still respecting trend. Like I say, we do look like, you know, we formed our higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, this could be a higher low still. If we break to the upside, forming a new higher high. But again, this could be the start of the leg down. As you can see there, slight rejection of there. It does like we are going to be failing. Still got a whole lot of orders on the 550 level there. dollar into the money, and we have lost it. That is unfortunate. Why has it lost it? It's still picking up its volume. Like I said, it could just be a lot of resting orders waiting to get filled at a discounted price. So I'm not going to get scared out of closing this position when I am already in at such a great discounted price. So you just gotta have some patience. As you can see on this first trade we took, we thought we had the conviction to hold this 9 EMA. We failed, hit our stop, and then we rallied back up. Now, we had a great move. We are experiencing very similar pullback down here. Now, as I said, right back to the 50 EMA. Are happy enough to keep rolling with this as we do see, as we are watching the market depth here.
DSY hit 100%. DFNS bar down. DSY. AID rising.
Not looking to size up here anymore. My conviction on that has died. I mean, we are really starting to form these. As you can see, last high there, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Here now, got these bottoming tails out here saying that buyers might be stepping back into control. It's a strong might. It's not definite. That is just candlestick action. This is the information you need. Seeing all these orders to the downside, there we go. That's what we want to see. That is the support coming in. If we lose that, we are going to fail. Sure, there's still a lot of orders, but I do believe these were orders that wanted to get filled at a discounted price, like I keep saying. As you can see, the momentum shift there already. And once it shifts so quickly. I reckon just above this. Would that be too soon? I don't know.
DSY.
Just keep watching this, see what happens on this 9 EMA. There we go. You see all of this pressure here. 6,000 to the upside, back to $6. That's not necessarily going to be pressure. That will be people probably taking profits. So you can expect a massive rip up here to $6, slight pullback again, and then hopefully we continue back up here to the upside. Always got to find a balance. We never want to get too overextended. As you can see, it's respecting its trend. It's not getting overextended. Everything's moving nice and tight. Bouncing off that 9 EMA and the VWAP. Slight break. Still holding trend there. We got a high there. High low. High low. HH, HL. HH, HL. HH, HL, HH, HL. That is the only issue there. If we do not break above this, and that is exactly what we don't need. DSY from yesterday picking up.
DSY new high today.
That $8 though, I mean, that's quite expensive. Are we gonna close this trade because we are obviously losing a lot of interest? Yeah, we're definitely losing interest, but I took a big loss on DSY. That was the trade that blew the Trading World Championship account, unfortunately. We've got no news on DSY again. And there we are failing. I think I'm going to be closing out this position here. Yeah, that's a $7 profit. Still in a slight loss. Not now. We are back to break even on the day on 2 trades. 1 loser, 1 winner. DSY picking up now. No idea why it should be. It's also got a very tight float, but I mean, it's more expensive than GMM, so I don't understand why people are trying to push a stock that's more expensive. Get in at a stock that's $5. Why would you want to get in on a stock that's $7, $8? I mean, that's so expensive. Yeah, and there we are respecting the downward trend, still forming lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and another lower low. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and close out that position, and we are out of the money there. Daily loss of 130, slightly under break even there. Gonna make up another trade there somewhere. I'm not looking to short GMM here. That was a good exit. It's unfortunate I didn't close it up here. I was expecting more room to the upside. I think I got a bit aggressive. We could just be looking to a pullback up into this area here, 525. Now that I look at it, I should not have closed it probably, because we could see buyers stepping back in any second now, just because of this area of interest. As you can see here, this is where we topped out and rejected this morning at 4 a.m. So do you think we could see a turnaround here? It is cheap enough for me to get back into, happy enough to get back into that one. DSY, I mean, I took quite a bit of a loss on that one, not really looking for anything extreme. GMM met my conviction, DSY is not. I was able to, calculate my risk after this first pullback that I lost. So with knowing where my upside is going to be, yeah, unfortunately, it didn't look like we just rejected off of the 670 area. I really thought we were going to hit 7 and then possibly 8. Fortunately, that didn't happen.
DSY building interest near high of day.
Can't really tell if we are holding. Doesn't look like it. We are losing the battle here to the upside. Unfortunate, but solid trade nonetheless. Hope you guys saw that one. Hope you guys also got some good trades out of that one. If you're a scalper, very quick on that. I unfortunately can't be too quick on that. I can't just be chasing pops because, like I said, I have to be holding a trade for at least 30 seconds for the prop firm rules and a minimum of 10 cents. Obviously, we've acquired just under $1 on that one. Let's have a recap on that one quickly. Trade review for today. So here we had our first one. That was our loss. Here we had our first trade here, entry there, a loss there.
MSK tape starting to pick up.
That was our first trade there. And here we were
DFNS second.
okay, this one did run super long. Unfortunately, we weren't able to close it out there. It would have been nice to close out at the top there with some partial shares, but that was just going to cost too much on the execution fees, I think. So we caught this whole move, and this retracement happened. We closed out there. That's better. 2. There we go. So as you can see here, this was our first trade on the GMM. Make sure I'm still on the right one there. Yeah. So GMM, we missed this first initial move up. I did want to get in, like I said here, on this pullback of 414. Missed out on this leg up here. And as it was rejecting here, I thought this is a pretty okay spot to get in, and I got stopped out. Literally chasing my stop loss there, and it turns around. Not to scare me though. This was not a revenge trade. This was a calculated trade. As I saw, the volume was picking up, and it was keeping this level now. You can see volume picking up here, so great entry here. Ideal exit would have been the top here now, but who can tell where the top's going to be? I was expecting $7, $8 at least after we break this initial high that we formed this morning. As you can see now, we are coming back up on that level. Projecting down there, coming back up, picking up some orders most likely, ready to move up back to the upside. So we are going to be watching that closely. I should probably move this down because we unfortunately didn't catch that. We only caught that. It's not bad though. As you can see there, we were out for a loss of 685 plus 75 there. And we had a nice run here of 705 minus 75 there. So just over $6 in profit there. Really not a bad trade. So that was really, really great. Yeah, okay, 705 in profit here. Still believe that was a fantastic trade. Would I have wanted to close up top here? Definitely. Did I know that was going to be the top? Not at all. Seeing this, I should have thought about it a bit harder, seeing a double rejection here. and then losing, as I'm seeing it here, seeing like a
GMM rising.
sort of head and shoulders pattern forming.
ADV
But I mean, on a
approaching
10
key
second, this is
resistance.
just too quick. You
DSY
can't be
stacking.
going on candle patterns like that. They don't respect candle patterns like this. This is raw trading. You are trading against other traders. This is not like trading your indices or your commodities. This is raw trading where you need the raw data to see and be able to handle this. So please don't be trying to do this without the correct tools. Make sure you have your level 2 and your time and sales where you can precisely calculate your entries and exits. Yeah, nonetheless, I do think I'm quite happy with that trade. GMM has lost all of my interest now as well due to all of this failure. It is unfortunate. It was looking like a stock to run, but unfortunately now we are having to shift over to DSY here, which has stolen all the attention away. Looking at it here, we have started forming this incredible bull flag. Nice pullback, respecting 9 EMA, filling up there. We have rejected hard, as you can see by this candle here, hard rejection. My bias on it, after getting absolutely mauled, when was it, Wednesday on DSY, would be short. Obviously, it was at a higher price. I got stopped out. I entered at 19, got stopped out at $14. So it was higher priced. Obviously, we do know that the room for DSY to the upside is much greater than GMM at this moment. So we'll be looking out for that. I'm not really interested in placing any trades in DSY. It is a bit expensive for my account. But in saying that, you don't want to miss out on a move that is moving $3, $4, $5 into the money. I mean, that is where you're making a great amount of money, even if it is just on 10 shares, risking $70 of exposure at this moment. If I were to enter just under $80 of exposure, I'd be happy with that. It is slightly more than I want to risk. You only want to be looking at risking around $50 worth of exposure, nothing more than $100.
DSY building interest near high of day.
Yeah, as I was switching back over. Once I do see anything that I am going to be looking at trading again, I might just load you over here. Well, I will direct you to join in the WAP, as that is where we are mainly supposed to be showing our executions. I just didn't have time to start it yet, just as I jumped into this trade. So be sure to stay tuned, as I will be announcing once the WAP live starts. Yeah, as you can hear the scanner playing in the background, that is what we are using to help us catch stocks like these moving with such momentum. Yeah, guys, be sure to check it out, and I'll be back in a second.
SPCE tape starting to pick up. DSY approaching a key support level. RUBI stacking. DSY. FRTT approaching a key support level. RUBI. DSY approaching a key resistance level. DSY new high of day. DSY up 10%. GELS rising. DSY. DSY up 20%. DSY tape gaining momentum. DSY approaching a key resistance level. RUBI tape showing heavy activity. GELS approaching a key support level. DSY. GMM large uptick. DSY approaching a key support level. RR tape showing heavy activity. GMM stacking. DSY. JEM up 10%. JEM new high of day. RUBI approaching a key support level. JEM tape. JEM up 20%. ADVB up 10%. JEM up 30%. DSY. DSY building interest near high of day. GMM approaching a key support level. JM. DSY. SHZ stacking. DSY approaching a key support level. JEM stacking. JM. GMM stacking. DSY stacking. JEM building interest near high of day. DSY tape starting to pick up. BYH approaching a key support level. SHZ stacking. JEM. JEM up 50%. JEM showing breakout pressure near high of day. Strong trades coming in. SHZ stacking. JEM large uptick. CLAK new high of day. CLAK. DFNS. DSY. DSY stacking. DSY rising. CLAK approaching a key resistance level. CLAK tape starting to pick up. DFNS building interest near high of day. DFNS tape starting to pick up. GELS rising. DSY. DFNS up 10%.
There we go, traders. back online again.
PLAK.
Take a nice quick break, get that head cleared up, ready for the next trade to happen. Had a nice good run there on GMM. First trade was a slight loss, and then we recuperated that on a nice big move up. Fortunately, not capitalizing on the whole move, we did get out back on the downside there. And as we are looking at it again there, GMM just absolutely staying out. So that was a good out there, unfortunately. Not the best. You know, best out would have been here 6.50 anywhere there, $2 um, over the money of what we entered into. You know, but that's okay. Who is making these, $1 moves on a daily? Not a lot of people. So catching a dollar move is phenomenal, albeit losing just under 50 cents is also quite bad. But that's just the name of the game. You've got to lose in order to make these wins. All about your entries. So just got to post a couple of stuff here, get people involved. I never even posted that the YouTube is live. Goodness, I'm falling behind here. Really, really being slack. Just got to post that as well. But be sure to tune into the WAP. That the link is in the description there. We are live on WAP, where we are showing our live executions. Our live executions on WAP there. Blue collar trading. Be sure to check that out. We'll show you again the execution screen here, just to entice you a bit more. But YouTube will just be the platform for our daily watch list. As you can see here, the moves that we are looking to play out. That is exactly how we were able to catch GMM. By watching it since early this morning, being on South African Standard Time, I think we do have quite a bit of an advantage because we are, up at this time before the market even starts trading at 4 a.m. Eastern. So we are able to start watching the moves form from as early as 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's quite great. Albeit, I do wish I had a bit more energy to watch after hours as frequently as I do, because we are getting heaps of moves in after hours as well. Definitely not moves that you want to be missing. And damn, the short play would have actually worked out great on BSY had I been watching it now. Obviously, this is quite the nice big move down. Finding a top here at what was it, $9.40, rejecting hard. Currently back into the $7 there. The $2 move to the downside. Definitely something to capitalize on if you are a short player in this game. Wow. Like I said, I just got to make sure I post these things here. I am getting way behind. Not looking to use AI to do my stuff for me. I know exactly how to handle my own shit. I don't need to be dependent on some kind of robot that's just not mine at the end of the day. Unless I've got my own cloud servers running and script running. Be very careful about using AI. But guys, make sure if you have any questions, drop them there in the comments section. I do have that displayed on my screen so I can see them at all times at least. Definitely make sure you leave any questions that you have in the comments. Look here, make sure that we. Yeah, so like I said, I do have my comments. I can see them the whole time. Make sure to leave any questions you guys have in the comments below. Answer them as best as I can. Of course. Um, and we have got DSY coming up again. Really, really wanting to move up to the upside there. But I do think the attention has shifted to DYAH there for a second. We might get that running. And we have AZI popping. A lot of stocks that have popped up. So there's no new ones really popping up too much. Just GMM really. We have been seeing EDHL, AZI, DSME, DSY, and BYAH. GMM is the first time popping up for us today. We haven't had any moves on it yet. Just double check. So we had something like this. What's this? Last week. Yeah. No, that was in this week. That's still in this week. I completely missed this move. Wow. Yeah, I completely missed this move. That would have been quite the move to see. Okay. Didn't even realize that. Just shows you I don't pay enough attention. I really got to pay a bit more closer attention to history of what's happening in stocks, because that is a great indication. My thought process was $8 tops maybe, and here we see this thing reach 17. Glad I wasn't pushing for that. It's a good thing I didn't see that. I might have been too risky on that trade at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess everything happens for a reason at the end of the day. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Ah, no. Edit this one real quickly. Do you see I made quite the typing error? SPCX. That's good. I don't know which can't even spell properly. Got that there. Uh, hmm. Just hanging out a bit here, waiting for the next move to pop up. AZI was a significant pop and drop. AZI is very tired from trading, it seems, this whole week. trailing just below its VWAP, respecting its 9 EMA though, and carrying on to the upside. It is holding trend. On the 5 minute there, forming higher high, higher low, and now only if we break this 940 level, close above, do we form the next high, confirming that we are definitely in the uptrend. Now that on 5 minutes, only 1 minute, you can see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. There, we've broken trend and formed a lower low, lower high, lower low again. Breaking up here, finding consolidation, call it a balance. So we're in a bit of a consolidation area here with no immediate direction. I mean, this thing could tank down from the view up here, or skyrocket up, or we can just see the consolidation as it's losing interest, as we are waiting for the SpaceX IPO at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be sure to get your Trade the Pool accounts if you don't already have any means of trading the SpaceX IPO, as Trade the Pool does have access to trade SpaceX. Make sure you get there. It's a life-changing event. First time for myself trading an IPO. To any extent, especially one of this magnitude. So some really exciting times to be watching the market, guys. Not something to be missed out on. I'm not saying it's life changing. I'm just saying it's exciting. Get all walk love posted there. Not much happening now. They're quite quiet there for a second. Waiting to see what's going to happen further during the day. Are keeping a close eye on our scanners here. Close eye and ear to our scanners here for anything that might be rocketing up. I do think everybody is holding back a bit just until that SpaceX IPO is about to launch. I think everybody's really excited for that. Be sure to stay tuned. Head on over to the WAP, where we will be showing our live trading executions once again. Did get a sneak peek of that on the YouTube as we were trading a bit earlier with the great move that we caught on GMM here. Catching it in this dip here, 450. Catching it in the dip here, 450, closing it out here just before this fall at 536. over just under $1 trade. Good money being made. Be sure you not to miss these kind of moves. You will not get these kind of moves consistently trading your boring old indices or commodities. Stocks is where the volatility is. These underlying assets of these indices that you are looking at. You do not know what these stocks are doing if you're only looking at the indices. You are barely getting half the story. Be sure you understand the underlying assets that are being traded. In saying that, just remember the whole SpaceX IPO thing and then 15 days being added into the NASDAQ. Huge news. I mean, could this be one of the biggest rug pulls in history coming up? Or could this be one of the biggest monumental shifts into the aeronautical industry that we have been waiting to see? Exciting times, like I said, vulnerable times as well. Be sure to manage your risk and stick to your trading plan. What are these scanners saying over here? AMDSY. How much?
DSY. DSY retest. DFNS tape showing heavy activity. DFNS new high of day.
A lot of volatility heading into DSY here, as you can see the swings on it, albeit this 1 minute showing it the most, but I mean moving from $7 to just under $9.
MASK tape gaining momentum.
Quite the range.
MASK stacking. DSY. DFNS. MASK. DSY approaching a key support level. DSY. DFNS. HEBL rising. MASK. DSY. DFNS. AZI approaching a key resistance level. DFNS. DFNS large uptick. DSY tape gaining momentum. DFNS tape starting to pick up. DFNS building interest near high of day. MSK tape starting to pick up. DFNS new high of day. DSY stacking. DSY. DFNS up 20%. DFNS. DFNS. DSY. DFNS. DSY. DFNS showing breakout pressure near high of day. Strong trade. DSY stacking. AZI tape starting to pick up. AZI rising. AZI stacking. DFNS. DSY tape starting to pick up. AZI up 10%. EFS arising. MN. AZI. EFS up 10%. DFNS tape starting to pick up. GEM rising. RUBI tape starting to pick up. RZLV tape starting to pick up. JEM up 10%. JEM tape starting to AZI. AZI. DFNS. DFNS new high of day. BSME stacking. BSME tape starting to pick up.
MNTS breaking news.
AZI. AZI rising. AZI stacking. DFNS. AZI up 10%. AZI tape showing heavy activity. DFNS. AZI approaching a key support level. AZI. DFNS up 10%. RZLV. DSY approaching a key support level. DFNS.
DFNS hit 100%.
AZI. MNTS approaching a key support level. DFNS tape showing heavy activity. UBXG new high of day. MBX rising. UBXG up 10%. DFNS building interest near high of day. UBXG up 40%. UBXG tape starting to pick up. SNBR rising. MBX up 10%. UBXG up 50%. DFNS. AZI large downtick. UBXG building interest near high of day. UBXG up 70%. UBXG. CIIT large uptick. DFNS. CIIT new high of day. CIIT up 10%. UBXG up 90%. UBXG.
RCLV breaking news.
CIIT tape starting. AKN up 10%.
Have a look. See UBXG.
DFNS.
UBXG. Let's have a look. See what we have in store here for us. See what UBX has in. We have just had a massive rocket from 450, 523, and then we just hit a high of 752, pull back to 625, all the way to 590, and we pull up to 935, another pullback to 675. Now that is some volatile swings right there. Not gonna look at entering a position on UBXG just yet. Holding company, provision, insurance, value-added services. So this has got nothing to do with the theme of rockets today. Otherwise, this could just be people looking to squeeze some shorts out of UBXG. I doubt that's still because of the low float of 1.2 million free float. Wow, what a move to the upside there to $9. See what kind of pullbacks we're getting here. Yeah, guys, make sure you tune into the WAP live stream there to see the execution screen again that was being displayed earlier on YouTube. Was there for a second because the WAP live wasn't started, and I did see a move play out on GMM. Can do a recap on that again later once we got a bit of quiet again. It is just past top of the hour, 8 a.m. Another hour until we get more about SpaceX IPO release. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Times are exciting, guys. Be sure to tune in for that. Like I said, make sure you head on over to WAP. If you do not yet have a trading account, make sure you head on over to Trade the Pool. Links are there in the description of the YouTube. Head on over to Trade the Pool, get your account, use the buying power, get the buying power that you require. And remember, for a limited time only from June 8th, today onwards up till June 25th, you get a free second chance on your first 5K or 25K account that you purchase. A free second chance if you fail your evaluation. Who doesn't want that? That's a great opportunity. Wow, UBXG really rocketing 10 to 11 right there. I'm just not liking the size of the orders on the market depth there. If you are watching on WAP, Compared to GMM that we saw earlier, we were seeing upwards of 5, 6, 7,000 shares in a block. There we go. That's the kind of orders we're looking to see. 5,000, 4,000 on the ask to the upside there. Could be pressure holding it from spiking up as we are getting this huge topping tail on the 1 minute, rejecting off of that 10, hitting 10 again, respecting that 9 EMA on the 10-second as well. We haven't experienced the pullback again as such on this 1 minute here. Great 1 minute pullback to the 9 EMA over here as we then carry on to the upside. The stopping tail is the only thing bothering me. We've got 1133, 1017, more than $1 wick right here. That could be a big reversal indicator. Not necessarily that a short play is coming in, but it could just be that momentum has been lost. People taking profits, maybe looking to get in again, are getting a lot of dispersed attention on the level 2. We have lost the upward momentum there, and we are finding a lot of rejection off of 11. So we'll have to see that play out. We are looking for a pullback to the 1 minute 9 EMA for any kind of entry here to get in at a very nice discounted price. But I do think if we have to hit the 9 EMA now, we might be looking at a potential reversal. Not to say that I'll be taking that. That is going to be a bit more to the risky side with how stocks have been trading. We do see the support building up there on the bid side again. Could be pushing forward to hit some orders there and then rip to the upside. That is dependent if the orders do fall back in on the ask, as we're not seeing that. So I do think we're going to see a big shift to the downside. We'll see what happens on the 1 minute EMA here on this green line on the 1 minute EMA. What happens once we reach that price there? We'll see what the order book gives us. We are getting a lot closer there. Still seeing a lot of the orders to the bid, meaning to the downside there. Not seeing a lot of conviction. 40,000 to the downside. Now that could just be a big profit taking order, or it could be somebody wanting to get in with a big order share size there to push it to the upside. It does seem like we have hit that order. No, still got 40,000 to the downside, $9. I do think we'll be seeing a bigger push here to the downside. Might break the 9 EMA, or this could be a big support level for me here on the $9. Keeping a close eye on this. Might just show you guys this real quickly. As you can see here, we've lost it. It should pop up again any second. Seeing these 40,000 share orders going on here. You can see why I'm getting so excited. We have lost it now. That does mean we could get more room to the upside now once those positions are gone. They might come back, push this to the downside. See what happens as we're tapping that 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Big flood of orders on the bid on the ask side there, meaning we are possibly lining up for another big push to the upside. Possibly breaking 11. Don't know, as we did get a hard rejection off of 11. I mean, just look at that topping tail there. As I said, this could be a big reversal indicator, especially with the amount of shares that popped up towards the downside there. Not to say that it won't be, and there it goes. Haven't seen those orders come in again, but we saw about 40,000 popping up all the way, around $9 to $8.50 on the market too here, on the market depth here. Does look like it has found its bottom there. Volume is still picking up. We've got a lot of volume in the 1 minute candle, upwards of 100,000 shares in each volume candle here, 270,000 there, 178,000 here. Definitely the stock to be watching right now as we see what this next leg up can do for us. Are getting some rejection just under this $10 here, expecting this 9 EMA again up to the upside. Did have a nice bounce off this 9 EMA on the 1 minute for a good pullback to the upside here. See what kind of action we're waiting on. We'll leave this up here for another second so that you guys can see the kind of orders that are flooding in. That is the kind of tool that you need for this strategy. Can't be going in blind. There we can see the support forming on the bid side. That is a good indication for another push up through this $10 level. Might not be as immediate. You get a slight pullback down on the 9 EMA there, and we should see the rip up past 10. I don't know how much resistance we're going to be finding on the 11. Don't think much resistance, but I do think a lot of people are going to be playing out their last moves here from the 9 to the 10, maybe 11, and getting out. I think then we should start seeing another resistance level and coming down again. But we'll see how that plays out. My analysis could be wrong, as we are starting to form another nice strong uptrend here. Not as strong as we previously did. As you can see, the volume on the 10-second here has started depleting quite significantly. Could be again, price just got a bit too expensive for traders now. But we are still pushing to the upside, but we are not getting the same amount of volume that we wanted. Doesn't mean that shorts are going to be stepping in, as UBXG does have a low free flow. So remember, it is going to be expensive to try and short this if you are using cash account and you have the ability to short this. Thankfully, with the prop firm, we are not looking at such kind of costs. We have got a bit more favorability in shorting any stock that we want. There doesn't need to be any cheaper locates to the downside for us to get in. We can get in at the active bid price that we want. So quite favorable to be trading on a prop firm that allows you to short just about any stock you can ever want to short. Make sure you go check out Trade the Pool, as you know, anything can happen with SPCX IPOing at 135. Who knows? Could we see a $5 price tag on it soon enough if it has to crash down that hard, and essentially, people that don't like Elon Musk wanting him to go broke? That could be a possibility. Not that I'm hoping that does happen, but we'll have to see what is in store. Like I said, it's exciting times, volatile times. Anything can happen. Even the slightest, craziest news article can send us into a massive spiral of uncertain volatility. So be sure to manage your risks, trade meticulously, follow your trade plans, and there UBXG goes to the upside. How much room are we going to get? Are we going to reject off of this 11 again? Are we going to hold 10 this time? We weren't able to hold $10 in any of these moves. Wick up, hard wick down, okay, and we closed in at 10.40, holding $10 there. Slight pullback to the 9 EMA on the 10-second there. Volume forming up to the bid, sign of support for big push upwards still maybe, unless profits get taken a lot quicker than expected. You should expect a flush. As the stopping tail does not give you great confidence, you expect to see a bigger flush coming to the downside. Not one that I'm willing to trade, as this thing can rip up again to the upside any moment. So be careful about that. Even the short players are meticulously trading these stocks. They aren't shorting it from the start anymore, just because it does get too expensive. I mean, you just don't short a move that has so much momentum to the upside. Not that soon, albeit. UBXD. Have to make sure we get a new stock popping, tension shifts, maybe the stock windows down, and we can set up for a short play. Like that, we have gotten a lot of rejection on this 10. We are moving back to the downside, are holding 10 quite nicely, right between that 9 and 21 EMA on the 10-second, and we have lost the 21 EMA, tapping into that 9 EMA on the 1 minute again. Let's see what buyers are about to do. Keep an eye on the market depth there to see the orders flash by, so you can understand what we are looking at. There, the orders go up on the ask side, so we are looking for a potential move up, or this could be an area of resistance forming for the push to the downside. Gotten a strong push on that 950 level. Nice bounce on that 9 EMA so far. See how that plays out. Really struggling to hold, getting some big volatility moves. Could be a lot of profit taking happening, not necessarily shorts getting into it. It is a lot of people profit taking. I mean, this thing rallied up from $4. People getting in here at $6, $7, $8. You know, they're already $2, $3, $4 into profit here. Any of them closing profits can really push the price action back to the downside into a balanced price action. Are really holding 9 EMA there, holding it well. A lot of dispersed attention on the book here, a lot of profit taking, some orders being placed to the upside there. Again, could be people manipulating the market, could be people forming an area of resistance in order to push the price action down, hopefully wanting to get in at a discounted price as it goes down there to the $8 level, tapping into it, coming back up to the $9. You know, this could be a lot of profit taking happening, I believe. Attention being lost in the stock. It got too expensive to push to the upside further. People are still holding out, waiting for that that SpaceX IPO to come. And we are about to fail here again, even harder. So, like I said, not looking for the short play. As with the theme for this week, anything popping down a bit, getting into a discounted price, does entice a lot of buyers to get back in and push up for the next leg. So you've got to have some patience. Let this play out a bit. You're not seeing any direct bias. Don't take the trade. I'm seeing a lot of mixed emotions on the order book. I have not got a favorable direction. Like I said, we're equally weighted here. A lot of profit taking being done. No new orders necessarily being added. So, you know, attention has most probably shifted to the next stock again. Be sure to check out the WAP for the live execution screen. Fortunately, we didn't take any trades here on UBXG right now. Not to say that we're not going to be taking any trades. Be sure to stick around. Head on over to the WAP because you will have full access to the live trading screen again to see me execute my trades. Not something to be missed out on. Make sure you guys do get your trade the pool accounts today if you are interested in trading the SpaceX IPO. You're just as excited as I am. Even if you don't want to trade it, you just want to watch the action. You can get your trade the pool account today. Get a free second chance on your 5K and 25K accounts. For first-time buyers on your flex accounts, those are made for beginners. When I was talking about yesterday with the more favorable consistency rule. And let's see what UBXG is doing here. Are we going to get a bottom? I don't think so. A lot of orders to the bid side there, not necessarily forming an area of demand or support, but it could just be a lot of profit takers still wanting to get out. Most likely from this $4 level, they're happy to get out at $4 profit. I mean, that is huge. If you were able to get in at $4 just before this spike. But it does seem like we have lost our momentum. Great first leg up, second leg up, nice push, another $3 push essentially, just under $4. Small tiny rip up there, and then we dwindle, have some consolidation. Last leg up, probably some institutional buyers taking profits, and there we have lost our attention. Slight pullbacks coming up. Most likely, to my opinion, still just people taking profits on the way down now. Not expecting any rip up from this point, as it is still a bit expensive. As I'm talking about that, we've got BYAH. Of course, the attention has moved, and we are on BYAH, about to tap into its volume weighted average price. Oh wow! Look at these orders. I'll have to show you guys this again. That is what we are looking for. Let's have a look at this. We just saw about 12,000 on the bid side here, causing these two massive red candles. Most likely some more traders trying to get in at a discounted price, forcing the price action down, getting on this 9 EMA, for a bounce up to the upside for the break of this 280 level as it goes. Like I said, you can expect another pullback there eventually. Watching this tape, there you go. You can see this setting up for another pullback. As long as we see high attention on the R side as well, we can expect further momentum up. I mean, we are only at a $2.80 level. This is quite nice and cheap. Bit of a topping tail here. We'll see what happens on this 1 minute. We'll let it close out, see what happens. Do think we are going to get a strong push to the upside. We do have a lot of traders trying to get in for the break of 3 at a lower discounted price here, upwards of 10,000 orders resting. As you can see them decrease slightly. Is a great indication for support for traders to keep moving orders up, trying to get in at discounted prices. Might actually be looking for a setup here somewhere. Should this MACD shift around for us, waiting for a nice pullback. Hopefully looking for a pullback back to this 9 EMA if we can catch up to it. But it doesn't seem like the traders are interested in that. They really want to push this to the $3 target right now. People are excited. We really don't have any time to waste. I am not expecting any kind of short play on this unless we lose attention. Again, I'll bring up the fact that we are under 1 million free float on BYAH. The lower the float, the more expensive it gets. It starts to get to borrow against the stock. Be sure, be aware of that. I'm not saying you can't borrow against the stock or that it's not easy to borrow. Just the lower the float, the more expensive it gets to borrow. And that is the kind of orders that you want to see to the upside there. You can expect the $3 as soon as it hits 3, we should be rocketing maybe 350, 360. Let's have a look, see what happens. Just under the 3 there, 297. As soon as that 11,000 share order gets punched up there, we should be expecting a big explosive move to the upside. Big red candle down could just be due to the sheer amount of orders waiting to be filled, not necessarily a short play coming up. Like I said, big orders just wanting to get filled there, forming a bit of a resistance zone at the top, but a lot of interest to the upside still. Nice support forming down here. Looking to retest this 9 EMA in the 1 minute, hopefully. And then again, a retest on the 9 EMA would mean that we have lost our attention. We will be looking for a retest of 275. If we're breaking 275, we have officially broken trend and started forming lower lows. As we say that, this green candle is starting to form the lower high,
UBXG tape starting to pick up,
indicating that hopefully we don't break trend. Depending on this next candle here, if we do not hold this 275, we have officially lost trend.
Breaking news.
And there it goes, tapping into that 9 EMA there. Although we've lost trend, what could happen here? Oh, there's the support holding up, being able to push back to the upside.
ASPP nearing support with increasing activity.
I am enticed to put an order here, but we've still got too much interest to the downside here, 275. Not necessarily support. It could be. There we go. What a run there. Found its bottom there at 270. Tapped into 268 right there, and it decides to rocket to 288. 30 cents in the money there. Look at that, 4 candles, and we have already regained half this move. Quite insane. Let's see what happens here. If we're gonna, we did have a strong rejection off of this 3, not being able to break into it, coming back down yet at 270, right back to the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Nice pullback actually. Finding some balance, and I do think there we will be breaking the $3. Look at those orders to the 3. That is going to cause a bit of resistance, but as soon as that clears, you can really expect some volatile movement to the upside. As it goes, hitting 303 on the tape. Let's have a look, see what's going to happen. Looking like a micro pullback in the 10-second as it is about to rocket. Slight pullback there. Still got good support right underneath the price action. Like I said, that can hold it, keep going up. Very nice move to the upside there. Yeah, that 270, that 9 EMA entry would have been nice. Why didn't I take it? I just didn't have the 100% conviction. But I called it, so I should have just taken it. Why don't I just jump in now? Because now we are at the high. Never buy the top. Wait for some kind of pullback. Now, if I'm going to miss this move, it is what it is. I'm going to be looking for a better entry point for me. That 9 EMA was quite a significant entry. We would have been quite nicely up on the money. Being able to take a bit more risk on that. $2, probably sizing up to about 30 shares on that, putting us at around now at $3. Going at 20 shares will be at $60 exposure. That will be more comfortable for me. So we will be looking for another pullback. It has had a very nice pullback. I do especially like to see this bottom wick on the 1 minute candle here. That does show me that buyers are still very interested in this. So we'll be looking for that again in a green candle if we are able to form that. Does look like we are making another push to the 9 EMA there. We definitely have the attention on BYAH right now. As you can see, every other stock on the watch list is down. I repeat, every other stock on this watch list is down. Why are we focusing on BYAH? It's just because it's cheaper. Hang on, there we got some news came out a couple of minutes ago. Strategic partnership with Star Plus Action on AI-powered skincare wellness services. Of course, a lot of interest in AI still. Skincare wellness services a bit weird for me. Then again, any kind of news catalyst nowadays seems to be pushing stocks to the upside here. It looks like we are going to be breaking this $3 high. Way to go. Yeah, we've definitely got the long interest in this right now. Strong conviction to enter the trade here. That 275 would have been an ideal entry for me. Unfortunately, I didn't take it. I have to play it out carefully. I need strong conviction on these stocks. And look at that. Big rejection. Big topping tail on this candle right now. Is this the reversal setup forming? I do think so. Or it could just be another 9 EMA tap. Probably. We'll have to find out.
AKN approaching resistance level. ASPP stacking. ASPP tape starting to pick up. PYH large uptick. UBXG stacking. AKN. CFNS stacking. PYH. ASPP test. PYH stacking. AKN stacking. AKN.
And that is a big bounce off the 9 EMA. I would have sworn for a reversal there. I mean, that's just some big topping tails there. just looking at the sheer amount of volume coming in here.
DYH tape gaining momentum. ASPP stacking.
Here is that.
UBXG stacking.
Um, where is there we go, the volume ball. Sorry. Context. That's it. That's what we want to see now.
AKN
so make
approaching
sure that's
support
there.
level. AKN tape starting to pick up.
Was
ASPP. DYH stacking.
as you can see there as well, amount of orders actually coming in actively is still a lot.
DYH.
That to me is just a whole lot of volatility that you do not want to get mixed up in, especially if you have certain rules like holding for a certain amount of time, being as long as 30 seconds. This whole move was 30 seconds and then it tanked down. It would be worthless for me to have gotten in here for 305. I would not have been able to get out profitably in time, and now I'd just be holding back at my entry. Not something that I want to be doing. This would have been the move that I wanted to catch up here. Maybe this slight pullback first here, and then this run up here. Entry into the 290 area would have been ideal. Where's that here that I said earlier? This 275. This 275 level that we broke down and came back up here. That was just a huge bottoming wick. Then again, a nice indication that buyers are in control. But right after a red candle with a huge topping wick. Difficult to read this for me as as a beginner trader still. Please understand that I am not a pro trader. This is amateur hour trying to trade like a professional. I am open to critique. Make sure you drop them there in the comments if you do see any bad trading. Call it out. I'm happy to stand up and answer for my mistakes. If I didn't realize it was a mistake, then being pointed out by external viewers can be a great learning opportunity for me still. Because you have to make the mistakes in order to learn from them. But if I'm, just making the mistakes, recapping, and still missing the mistakes, I'm never going to learn out of them. So if you guys do see any mistakes that I do tend to make, or even my opinions that might be wrong, make sure you tap that there in the comments, share your opinions. Yeah, let's head on back over to the watch list there. We're on the watch list there. Sorry about that. Yeah, make sure you head on over to the WAP in order to see the live execution screen, as that will be the live executions, from now and onwards. If I do, like I said, the YouTube live stream does start from 4 a.m. Eastern, trying to, between 4 and 5 a.m. Eastern time. The WAP lives do start around 7 a.m., so a couple hours different. If I am trading stocks just before, or before 7, I'll show the execution screens on the YouTube side. I've got no problem with doing that. Such as I did this morning now, because I just didn't have enough time. I got caught up in GMM there earlier this morning, trading that. Didn't have enough time to start the WAP. So the YouTube subscribers did get a chance to see that. Make sure you can rewind on that. Check it out. Check how that trade played out. You didn't see me take the entry, but you did hear me explaining my entry and my thesis on what I wanted to see play out. Did play out quite nicely, but not to the extent that I would have wanted, especially in the kind of market that we're in. I was expecting a bit more, as well, considering with the push that we saw early in the week. I believe it was Monday on GMM. Here, let me show you. If I'm not mistaken, on the 9th. What would the 9th be there? Yeah, 9th was a Tuesday. We had a huge rip on GMM. Let's see if we can put that on the 1 minute. On Tuesday. Here we go. Here's a nice run on Tuesday that we had. I didn't even realize this until after I was trading. Actually quite a good thing because else my bias would have been way worse. I was just expecting a move to the $8 and $10 level, which we failed on the MM. If I had to see this before I started trading, my idea would have been chasing upwards of $15 at this point. And, I might have gotten out for a big loss on GMM because we lost interest quick. If I had seen this, I might also have said maybe we won't get the same kind of reaction as we did on Tuesday because people have seen already did its move. We want something fresh. We want something new, like ASBP. Let's have a look, see what's happening here. Again, yeah, no, we've definitely shifted attention away from PYAH onto ASBP there. You can see on the watch list had a nice run up to the 880 level, just rejecting under the 890, coming back down to 640 level, 630, ripping right back to the 995, now consolidating just over this VWAP here. I would like to see a pullback happening here, and then we will start seeing a bull flag mixed in with the whole cup and handle pattern here. You can see we have started forming the cup. We'll slight pullback here, got our handle. Great indication for a bigger move to the upside. Just some basic candle chart patterns there. I am seeing a lot of topping wicks though still. We have got a free float on ASBP of 1.28 million. Again, understand that a free float of that size is going to make it expensive to borrow against this. It's going to make it expensive to try and short this. So I don't think shorts are necessarily in the market for any kind of short. They have to have completely flipped their bias to the upside because it just won't be worth them to try and short a stock at such a high price back down. Albeit, make some good money on that short. It's just going to be too expensive to execute. And then your risk exposure is going to be indefinitely higher compared to what it would be if you just push the stock to the upside. Like we see there, we have got great interest there to the upside. Let's see what's happening at the 950, holding strong, pushing through into 970. What a move there. What a great move there, in fact.
ASBP up 10%. ASBP.
So let's see what's happening on this pullback. We are getting slightly overextended. I would have liked to see a bit more of a handle form first before this push to the upside, as that does cause a bit of an overextension, and it does mean we can expect a strong retracement if that happens. A lot of traders taking profits again, and you see a big retracement. I mean, that's going to be back to this 50 EMA on the 10 second. But we just keep pushing. We might have sort of formed that on the 10 second. Yeah, kind of have right back to the top here. And yeah, that's right. Let me show you guys that on the 10 second. As you can see here, got this nice cup form in 1 minute on the 10 second as well. Nice cup form, bottoming up, topping out here 918, and here it forms the handle for the retracement and the push to the upside. I just didn't notice that on the 10 second chart there. Had I, might have taken a trade. It is a bit expensive for my liking though. It is going to put me at quite a big exposure than I'd like to be. But I mean, this thing can rip up fast. And now, I mean, what's stopping it? Nothing's stopping this thing from going fast. 10. Signs definitive SPA to acquire Dura driver control system. Also got some news on it as well. My mistake for not checking that. Got a bit too excited and trying to explain what I'm seeing. Yet, Aspire Biofarm strikes agreement to acquire Dura driver control system for 30 million in cash. Not necessarily something that should be pushing a stock like this. I mean, if they are paying 30 million in cash, they have to get it from somewhere. So, not the kind of cash flow positivity that you'll be hearing about. I mean, because they are going to be paying 30 million. Sure, they are going to be acquiring
ASPP.
Dura driver control systems. Not sure what that is, whether that's a company or just an actual system that they're purchasing. It is quite a large sum of money to be paying for a system. So excitement in the stock is relative. I just think people don't always understand what they read. I mean, this is going to be 30 million out of their pocket in order to acquire this. Sure, it could be good for the long run, but then I would only expect to see that after some good news after using the Dura driver control system. But let's see what happens on this 9 EMA pullback. Hopefully we can get a big bottom wick on this. No, that's just a full red candle, and we've lost it. I don't know if we're going to get a retracement back to the upside. I was hoping for this 1 minute candle to have a bit of a bottoming wick here, knowing that the buyers are in control. But just look at this. That is failure to the max. $10 was the upside there, back down $3. That is quite the big failure. Like I said, I do think if we saw on the 1 minute a bit of a better pullback here for the handle, we might have seen a bit more upside. But then again, the news is not the kind of news that should be pushing a stock like this. Not yet. Only after some good news after using the system, I believe. Yeah, a week, 2 weeks time after actually acquiring, putting the system in use, and some good news following that should be causing, this kind of price action to the upside. Right now, it's just traders wanting to make a quick buck again, and that is dangerous. This is not about making a quick buck. This is about following a strategic plan you set out for yourself. A proven strategy that you know makes money, not just buying the top and getting left there as the bag holder. Stop doing that. I can only imagine how many people started buying here at 10 as well, only for this thing to fail back down to 7. $3 out of the money. Maybe last month I might have still been one of these guys, scared of missing out on the rest of the move to who knows where. I mean, ASPP's got a 52-week high of $1,000. Could be due to a couple reverse splits as well. That is quite the high amount to be seeing. And just like that, attention has died out. Still seeing a lot of orders on the ask side here. But there they do buy out. Here we do start to see these bottom wicks start to form, albeit not a lot of conviction in that. Give me 1 second, guys. Put the voice on again.
ASPP stacking. DSY stacking. DFNS up 10%. AKIN stacking. DFNS. BYH approaching a key support level. EDHL rising. EDHL stacking. EDHL tape starting to pick up. DSY tape starting to pick up. EDHL up 10%. DSY stacking. SPCE tape starting to pick up.
Oh my absolute goodness. And there goes EDHL. EDHL absolutely ripping to the upside there. You can see there on the watch list, heading from 830, absolutely exploding to a high of 915 just all of a sudden, with only 14,000 shares. That's enough to place that. That does mean there's become a lot of attention back to EDHL again. Make sure you guys are aware of where the
DSY.
attention keeps going. Do not want to be the one caught in a spike where it will drop on you eventually, or where the move is fading out. Still a lot of moves coming in here before the SpaceX IPO.
right. EDHO.
Let's have a look, see if we can find anything about SPCX here.
DSY off 10%.
There we go. SpaceX.
8 AN approaching.
No data for it yet. Let's see what happens coming closer.
GLS.
We have program war. Betting on Elon again.
CTO stacking.
Musk frequently teeters on the edge of disaster and then pulls back just in time. That's a description about Musk there. You can see on the watch list. That is, yeah. There's still a lot of mixed emotions on this SpaceX IPO. A lot of people too scared to put any kind of money into it. Unfortunately, any American with a 401k is going to be holding SpaceX shares whether they like it or not in the next 15 days after this IPO. How ironic, whether you want to or not. You're going to be exposed to it in one way or another through your savings, through your 401k, your Roth IRAs. It's crazy times, crazy times. I do apologize for the planes. It is an unfortunate part. We do stay right over air traffic there heading into the airport. Do excuse that. We need to be concerned or keep quiet and let them pass.
DFNS tape starting to pick up.
Keeping an eye out. Hopefully, we will be seeing some data on the SpaceX chart soon enough. We have already got it listed here on Webull, SPCX, and we have got the SpaceX ready on Trade the Pool as well. Make sure you guys are ready to watch this price action. It should be insane. Oh my goodness. Let me just show you guys the actual abnormalities that I'm looking at right now on my execution screen. Have a look at that right here. Look at the sheer amount of orders that are actually waiting at this price. Price at 10,000, 1,000, obviously not being traded yet, but here, I mean, these are pretty weird. Oh, they just shifted there again. It was around 100,000. That's coming to 2,000. So we are looking at an IPO of $135 or $150 if I'm not mistaken. be sure to keep an eye out on what's about to happen. I do think everybody is setting up for the next couple of minutes to watch the SpaceX IPO launching at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you don't have your account already, guys, be sure to head on to Trade the Pool, get you one of the better prop firm trading accounts on the market right now.
PC.
Do not personally work for Trade the Pool, but I do use their system to execute my opinionated trades. And in my opinion,
UBXG stacking.
it is quite the competitive system for stock traders. If you're trading stocks, remember you're not trading the market, you're trading against other traders. And this is the data that you need to see in order to capitalize on a good trade opinion. Without this data, you are going in very blind. You might as well just go back to the indices, stick to drawing your support and resistance area lines, your trend lines, breaker structure boxes. I mean, it's the same thing as doing that. You do not have your market depth. You are flying blind, people. Don't get caught up with brokers offering you lower commissions, lower spreads, lower fees. That means nothing. They do not give you the right tools to trade with because they do not want you to win. It's as simple as that. Trade the pool might not be too different, but I mean, at least they give you the tools that you do require in order to see what you need to look out for. Albeit, gotta be skeptical sometimes. How accurate is the data I'm looking at? I can only hope it to be as accurate as they promise it to be. Otherwise, they could get into a lot of trouble. So why lie about doing something? See, we might be setting up here. There goes 9 a.m. and we have got SpaceX IPO. That's not the one I was looking for. Let me back to SpaceX. We're on INHD. That is the 9 a.m. Don't know data for it yet. Watching out. Yep, this is the actual space. Just making sure. Still no data on it yet. Waiting patiently. We might only be seeing the actual data at market open probably. That would be quite a shame. I was expecting them to stick to their time. As I said, SpaceX will start trading at 9 a.m. Eastern before the opening of the value. So give it a couple more minutes, maybe. Still some things being set up. Keep refreshing it, see what happens.
YH. AKNY. PCE.
PECE. Might as well still keep an eye out on what is moving while we wait to see what is going to happen on SpaceX trading.
CUPR new high of day.
What are you actually doing?
CUPR of 20%.
Peace acquisition for.
CUPR tape starting to
What
pick up.
is that supposed to be? Peace acquisition for is a blank check company formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, share exchange. Doesn't have anything to do with peace at all. It's just has not engaged in any substantial discussions directly or indirectly with any business combination target with respect to an initial business combination with the company. It intends to focus its search on businesses throughout Asia. The company is not engaged in any business operations and has not generated revenue. Same PEC, same. So looks like we just got another IPO same day. Definitely going to be watching this peace acquisition call, as this does seem to be an IPO as well from the 4th. Yeah, that's right. IPO the 4th, $9, suddenly ripping up from 9 to 22.
CUPR up 50%.
Quite the move.
CUPR.
CUPR.
AKN.
Getting a lot of the attention.
PhD breaking news.
Not much really that should be moving this like that. Katrina Holy regains compliance with NASDAQ listing requirements, so good enough. At least the NASDAQ compliant again. not something that should be pushing it to the sky. Keeping an eye out. Okay, in
CYH.
Thunder Corp, she did quite a nice run from 15 all the way to $28. Also, just the Nasdaq compliance restoration.
CUPR large uptick.
Not something that should be pushing anything like this. Now, this
JPM
could just
approaching
be
key support
insider
level.
trading at best. I don't see any retail trying to get into a move like that. I mean, it's just too expensive. At the end of the day,
CUPR.
come on, SPCX. Give me SpaceX.
CSW rising.
Give me SpaceX.
CUPR approaching key resistance.
SPCX again. Still nothing on SpaceX yet. I'll have a look, see if we can see anybody else. Trader TV live. Live coverage on the SpaceX is going to be fantastic. Now let's get back to the watch list here. Watching SpaceX for whenever this might pop up. Currently nothing on
CUPR retest.
the execution screen.
CUPR.
Really waiting for something to pop up. A lot of people hesitant to get into anything new because they want as much of their capital. Hang on, this is quite the release. Neptune Digital Assets expects to hold 163,000 SpaceX shares after XAI stake conversion. Value is holding at $22 million US gross. Okay. That's true. Anybody who's already got shares in XAI, Tesla, or what's the other one I keep?
CUPR approaching the key resistance level.
Sorry. Absolutely nothing moving. See if we can get Trader TV on the stream you're going. See what they say about SpaceX.
CUPR. PHG rising.
In today's stuff. His opinion, like how he views this, is that we probably sell off in the next few days. That's kind of like what Neil's been saying for the last little while, but dropping them, taking them up.
Do you think we could get him back on, or?
Absolutely.
I would love to have him on.
But he's going to have to wear his three-piece suit, though, if that's okay.
That's more than okay. I think that guy was sharp as hell that day.
He was rivaling Raheem.
Yeah, and I love how calm he was. He was like sitting down. It was like he needed a cigar and a scotch or something. You know what he was.
Well, if he wants to bring some,
I would love to have.
Okay,
I would love to have.
that. Maybe not the cigar.
All right, it's not like the watch. I mean, the watch just has a lot of things on it, but it's going to be.
What do you think is it? Anybody want to guess? It's past 9 o'clock. We're going to get into our free watch list, and everyone is free to guess what is at the top of that list.
And by the way, here's the vote. I just want to make sure everyone gets this right now. I've already voted. I voted yes. You know, will SpaceX halt today? If you get that 400 print, that means it's halted a couple times. I would think by that point, if it opens up at 400, it will halt multiple times because people are going to be like, "What the hell kind of valuation is that?" And then next thing you know, market orders flying around at those prices. So for me, it's 100%. It was easy vote. I don't know if 100% that is going to halt, but I was 100% on my vote there with the YES. All right, let's go back over to Desk Start. This is the latest we started the watch, but that's all good because we've got lots to cover with. Make sure you do scan that QR code right in front of you. Grab center point right now for low case and for 90 days. 90 days of commission-free trading. I'll get that right. That's the point. All right, back up.
There's only one thing to talk about. Let's just talk about it even more, shall we? Because I mean, at this point, does the market even matter today? I really don't think so. The other thing or other angle to consider here, as we were talking about kicking off here this morning, is the rest of the space stocks that have been on, quite a to 125 after the close last night, coming off significantly here. We're trying to make the argument